Morning, morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Bread for Soul Convos with myself, Sir LSG, and the handsome face you just saw there is of Brian TEMBA, Mr. Makiwan. Welcome to the show, brother. How are you?
I'm all right, bro. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Yeah, I should not.
I was waiting to see when I was going to get on this thing, because all these famous people are going on. I'm like, when am because I'm famous too. No, I'm joking.
That you are, and we will find out just how famous you are during the course of the show. But something that I wanna start with is a video that you recently posted on your Instagram. I think let's start there, and then we'll get on with the interview.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey everyone, I hope you guys are good. Um, I just wanted to share something with you guys. On Sunday, this past Sunday, um, I had gone to Lancet to test for my COVID 19, and I tested positive for COVID 19. I'm good. Um, Nothing much is going on with me, so I am hoping and praying that I'll get through this. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Take care of yourselves. This thing is serious. I have a few close friends that have passed on, but I'm going to beat it. And just stay safe and take care of yourselves.
Yeah, and you posted this video, brother. Like when I first saw it, I wasn't like. Firstly, I was like, damn, this thing is real. Like I've always
Yeah,
Rabona when you seeing, you hear about the number of deaths, like in our country, the number of infections as well. But
yeah,
I think it doesn't really hit home until you see somebody that o utlwa
yeah,
gore e mo tshwere, or then like recently we've just heard of the death of two media personalities in our country.
yeah.
So let me first ask you, like, how are you feeling, health wise, o yang wena gona no?
Kidding. I'm good. I can move around, get sharp, but there's a cough, that's consistently there. It's not it's not painful. It's not flu, for neck flu, except like you lose a bit of energy, you know. When you walk around, when you go walk up and down the stairs a little bit, then wahatar, you know. But I'm okay. Like I can truly say that I'm okay. Uh, it's only that I have to quarantine. But if I had a choice, I would be in studio right now and just, you know, killing tracks. But I need to vocal the track that we did as well. So yeah, I have a lot of work, and
Yeah.
sitting in here not helping anybody right
Yeah,
now.
but I guess, man, like your health is more important more than anything, So
Yeah,
now, like the music can wait because we are first human beings. And
mm,
I have a question of the day actually that I want to invite everybody who's watching. Welcome to the show, and thank you for tuning in. And today's question of the day is actually, this is the wrong question of the day. I have another one. Hold on. I have another one. Okay, cool. Yeah, what I wanted to ask people, and you can comment with your answers in the comment section. We will put those up towards the end of the show. Whether you are on the Brian Temba page, hit refresh, best beats, and all of the other pages that we are cross posting from. And the question is, how do you think we have responded to the COVID-19 pandemic as South Africans? I was in Soweto, Maloba, like just delivering some stuff. And, I could see just mostrating, people are just walking. It was kind of like almost normal. People are not wearing masks, like what is your feeling? Because like said you don't even know how you got, the virus. What is your feeling with regards to how we have responded to the pandemic?
look, I actually do know how I got it. I had a meeting with a couple of PR, people that I was supposed to work with. I'm still going to work with him. I mean, it doesn't change anything. So we had a meeting, and one of them works at Newsroom Africa, and she had tested before our meeting, you know. So we met, and I think a week later, we met on a Thursday. On a Monday, she got a result, and she called and said, and you know, told us that she tested positive. So from then on, I knew that I needed to go and test just to make sure that I take care of myself, and I beat this thing. Um, excuse me, but my feeling is that us as Black people, particularly, we are complacent as far as this thing is concerned. You know, like you say, until it's in your doorstep, you don't see it being, you know, or affecting you for that matter. You know, I've heard of Majida, a lot of guys saying, into a thing, man, you know, get to or it's a government conspiracy, or you know, all of those things. Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's real. It gets to you. People are dying from it. People that we've seen, people that we know. Peku, we know Peku. Peku, God rest his soul, has passed on due to this COVID-19, you know. So if you ask me if I believe it's real, oh, hell yeah, it's real. I'm living it, I have it, and people need to take precautions, and people need to believe that it's there, and people need to not fear it, but, you know, but confront it head on. I think that's a better remedy, confront it head on, because I believe that it's gonna hit most of us, you know, in our time in 2020, 21, it's going to hit most of us. So we need to be well prepared for it, to deal with it. You know, yes, practice, be safe, but also teach yourself, educate yourself about this thing, so that when it comes, you know how to deal with it and you beat it. Maravatu, they're just relaxed. They're just thinking that it's something that's far away from them.
Bruh, like, yeah, there's a cousin of mine, Nikki Boale and Malova. You know, and I was just checking up on him, just casually, and he was at a braai, you know, and I'm like, Munna, you are at a braai, you know, how this, you can't be serious, you know, and it's not. I've seen people on social media like going to gatherings and stuff like that, and you know, I
Yeah.
think yes, the lockdown has impacted us and our lifestyles, but you know, our health comes first, you know, and you'll never know, especially in a crowded people, it's difficult to even trace the guy who else was in contact with the people, more especially when we are drinking and having alcohol, you know.
Yeah.
But I think let's get on with the music element of why we are doing this.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, I don't stress about it as well. Like, but at least the awareness. I find it so powerful that you shared your story, you know, and the way you shared it, you know, and you were not like, but share to actually share with everyone that they are going through this thing. So big ups to you for that, bro. With regards to music, I want to know about your earliest memories of music growing up, Kososha.
Man, you know, it's the weirdest thing when something is in you, when something is a gift, you'll find yourself loving it without even knowing that you love it, you know, without even knowing Hore, it's your calling, it's something that you're supposed to be doing, you know. One, because music was never encouraged in our communities by our parents, by our community as large, you know. It was seen as something so but don't even think about it as a career. In those days, that's what was happening. So for now, I grew up listening to music. My father's records, I grew up listening to them. And he listened to diverse type of music. He listened to both Phil Collins. He listened to both Jennifer Rush, bo Roxette, bo Letambuli, bo Hugh Masekela, you know, all of that mixture, you know. And I found myself singing with all of this. I found myself listening to this. What Dolly Parton, imagine that. And I, seriously, like I found myself singing along all the time. I remember as a kid, bro, like we would drive from here to Mtata, listening to Dolly Parton. I knew every song. I sang every song, you know. And I was wondering, actually, I didn't wonder because you don't think anything about it. But my earliest memory of music is then, man, in the 80s, listening to my dad's music in the car or in the house. And I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
Mm. And but like, then how did you, or let me ask, when did you actually see that or realize that this is actually a gift and this is something that you are more than just interested in as a hobby, and like you really wanted to do it? What was happening there?
Uh, in all honesty, like I said, I was singing all over the place. Because Gela and Kevin Campbell, like I was just saying, randomly, and people were like, "Oh my God, you have a lovely voice." I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay. It's a passing thing. Okay,
Mm.
cool. I'm not thinking anything about it."
Sure.
Up until in 1995, I was part of a church, and we had a braai, like it was a youth thing, we had a braai there, and I think Rebecca was playing, Rebecca Malupa was playing. I don't remember the song. And I started singing with it, I started ad-libbing, I started singing with it on my own space,
Mm.
not knowing what one of the guys, one of the, youth leaders was looking at me. I was singing, and he was like, "Kanti yawazi ukucula. I didn't know you could sing, bro." I'm like, "Nah, man, it's nothing." He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell the pastor that you can sing." I'm like, "Hey, no, 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 you can't do that. I don't know how to sing. I'm just messing around and all of that." He eventually told the pastor, and the pastor called me and said, "Bro, we're giving you 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, you're gonna be leading worship.
Eh,
You have to understand, I had never sang in front of people. I don't know, like, I don't know how to conduct myself when I'm singing in front of people. So the nerves for that 3 weeks was so, oh my God, was nerve-wracking.
mm.
But lucky enough, a friend was getting married, you know, and it was a small wedding, close friends and all of those things. So he invited me and said, "Dude, just come and sing one gospel song and whatever, and we'll see. Got it. But I haven't sang before, so how am I gonna do that?" No, no, no. You do it. Just come and do it.
Mm.
I went there. I don't remember the first song because I don't know what I sang, but people were happy with what I sang, and I sang the second song, and it became more natural.
Mm.
It became easier as I started singing for people and everything. And then 3 weeks came. I sang in front of the church, and it felt so good, Lesego, because like it's something that I'd never experienced, and now I'm singing and everybody's looking at me, and it
Mm.
feels good to do this.
Yeah.
I love doing this. And then I joined groups Koka Sita Gospel, and sang with a group called Royal Priesthood. Amazing guys, like they sounded like Voice to Men. you know I joined those guys, and the rest is history. I wanted this thing so bad
And
that I felt anything else didn't matter.
that group Yako Kasi, like, is it? There's a picture of you guys that I saw. Two guys wearing like yellow jackets, and
Uh,
is it that picture?
no, that's later on.
That's later on. Tell me, like,
That's
that
later.
one of the people there looks like Thabo Mdluli. Is it him?
It is
Oh my God,
Tabamdoli.
that's Thabo Mdluli. Guys, okay, so the picture is there. People can see it. That's Thabo Mdluli in the yellow. Brian is also in the yellow. I don't know the other two guys, but yeah, ne. Wabona fashion ne. Nidibu wada fashion.
Bona, we were fashion forward, bro. Don't even. But
Yeah.
that came a little bit later. I think in 1998, that's when I started. I wanted to sing professionally
Mm.
because I had seen a group called Family Factory had come to our church and they were singing,
Yeah.
and I just thought these guys sounded like angels,
They were
and I
amazing,
want
right?
it. Yeah, I want in. I want to sing with them. I want to be part of this group. I don't know how, but I want to be part of this.
Mm.
2008, uh, one of the members of the group members is Vicky Villagazi. So she frequented our church a lot. So she saw me sing. And after that, I think this was in 2000. This was in 1997. In 1998, I decided to move to Johannesburg to live with my brothers because I wanted this thing, I wanted this music thing. And I knew the only thing I needed to do to get this was to go to Johannesburg. Uh, my brother was connected with a lot of gospel people. And I heard from the grapevine that Vicky Vilagazi was looking for me because she was putting together a group of backing singers, and I was supposed to be the soprano, because I sang high, you know. You won't believe this. She found me. The other two guys were the Giselle brothers.
What?
Yes.
Them.
This was in 1998. We were backing Vicky Vilagazi. It was me and the Giselle brothers.
I need to get them on the show because this is
Yeah,
interesting.
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. I
but
don't know if they'll remember this, but it was something huge. So I
yeah,
think they would.
I'm sure they will. But you
Yeah.
you also did backings for other people like bigger names of people. Who are some of the people that you were backing for as you went on with your career?
Hugh Masekela. We worked with Jonathan Butler as well. But this was in the States because I was part of the Lion King. And, I worked with Level M a lot before I joined the Lion King. So that created a lot of opportunities as well, knowing Level M and working with Level M. Because he was the one that casted me for the Lion King. And while we were in Los Angeles, because that's the first company that I joined, we were in Los Angeles, and he did a lot of movies. So he would call us to do backing vocals for movie scores and stuff. Like there's Tears of the Sun by the Will Smith movie. We did
Bruce
vocals for
Willis.
that. Yes, Bruce Willis. Yes. We did vocals for that and a whole other movies, man. So it was brilliant. It was an experience.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about the Lion King thing because, you were part of
Yeah.
the stage production from 2008 to 2003 up until
Yeah.
2008, I think. If you could
Yeah.
explain, like, to us, especially with regards to the stage production for Lion King, on a daily, how many shows were you doing in a day? How many in a week? And how, you did it. It was 5 years is a long time.
Yo, bro, 8 shows a week.
8 shows a week.
8 shows a week. So
Same show.
huh?
Same show.
Same show. Yeah. So Monday we had one show. Tuesday one show. Was it? Wednesday we had 2 shows. And then Thursday we had one show. Friday we had one show. Saturday we had 2 shows, and Sunday we had one show. But Monday we were off. Monday we were off. Yes, Monday we were off.
So for 5 years, you were playing Simba 8
Yeah.
times a week.
Yeah, same thing.
Yes. That I'm sure. Like that. I don't know if I would be playing. Were you playing the older Simba or the
The
later
old
one?
Simba. Yeah, of course, man. Of course. But it was beautiful, man. Like, it's something that I loved. For a musician, you know how we are. You get tired of performing the same thing over and over again. You change your repertoire, you come up with new music as a musician, but as a theater actor, you do one thing over and over for years. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, man. I would do it again.
And I
Definitely,
think it takes like a lot of discipline as well, to do something like that, to not be complacent, because
Yeah.
Somebody who's coming to watch you on
For the
Tuesday
first time.
is not the same person who
Yeah.
came yesterday. It's kind of like
Exactly.
a different crowd all the time. But even if it's the same performance, you need to always give it your all. And to do that
100%.
consistently, it takes a lot of discipline, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying?
No. I'm saying. What was I saying? You were saying that every day is different. So you have to bring your A game. It doesn't matter how you feel. If you feel down, if you feel sick, if you feel however, when you get on that stage, you have to be the Simba that people want to see. So you have to smile. You have to be animated. You have to be everything that they expect.
You have to roar like Simba.
Yeah. You have
Yeah.
to roar, bruh.
Yeah.
That's why they say the show must go on.
The show must go on. And just talking about money, like, because I can assume working on a production like that really also gave you decent financial support.
Yeah, definitely. Um, whew, I think that's what I miss more than anything. uh, I miss that very, very much. Because if you think about, I earned £1,900
Eh,
a week.
yeah, no.
you know,
Yes.
so if you calculate that money a week,
Mm.
that's a lot of money that you are even in I'm not even converting it to South African rands,
Yeah, but
but even in
if,
UK standards,
yeah, even if you were to convert it, it's like 4,000 rands a week. And back then, in 2003, every week 4K for doing something. Your accommodation is probably paid for. You're getting food.
bro.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I miss it very, very, very much. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and well, just moving on from that, from 2008 and 2010, you won a SAMA for your debut album, Something Better. How
Yeah,
was that experience? Especially, I mean, you had a massive smashing hit, Dominoes, but to
yeah.
win a SAMA, an R&B SAMA, I don't know, I can't remember who was in nominated in the same group as you. But I mean, like, still winning a SAMA is a major thing. How was it? How was it for you? Hello. I think the internet is messing with us while we wait for Brian to come back. I just wanna add a SAMA picture. Are you there, bro?
Oh man.
Oh yeah. I can hear you. You seem to be back. Can you hear me? Hello. Okay. We need to sort this out quick. Let's see. Yeah, man. Hey, internet guys, this is, yeah, it's live. It's not pre-recorded or it's live. Anything can happen, and clearly something has happened. But I'm gonna try call Brian on the phone and see if we can do the internet like that. I mean the conversation like that. Just give us a minute. Give him a call.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Yeah. Thank you. Welcome. I was about to give you a call actually. But
No, good. I'm good.
yeah.
It's a call came in, so I've
Okay.
canceled calls for now.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I was asking you about winning a SAMA because you won Best R&B for your debut album.
Yeah.
Something Better with that massive hit song, Dominoes. How was that for you, and what happened after that?
Look, being recognized by your peers in the industry is some of the greatest acknowledgements, and SAMA simply is that you're being recognized for your work. For me, it was the first time I won an award, so it's just like amazing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
A year before, I think I had gone to the summers and I would see people going in. I was an unknown then, I'd see people going in. I'd go to the Metro FM Awards and I'd see people. That must be a great feeling, And I won a summer award, man. And I do think and believe that those days when you won an award, it was warranted. It was real. It was because you worked hard for it. You know what I'm saying? Saying that these days that doesn't happen, but we know the chance of the industry that some people bought awards, some people, didn't win fair and square, whatever that may be. But at that time, for me, I felt I felt good, for
Mm.
being recognized in the industry for what I did,
Mm.
and after that, I mean, the respect that came with it from the industry, the interviews that came with it, it was just amazing. It was
Mm.
just incredible. As an artist, it's a great feeling, and everybody needs to experience that.
Mm. Mm. I always say that
Yeah,
like all artists need to at least once in their lifetime experience, the moment of having the biggest song in the country, as an artist or
yeah,
wherever, like just that period where you are touring, doing interviews, you on to the
yeah,
next thing. It's a good feeling, but also like
yeah,
after your summer you've met and worked with a lot of amazing artists, some of the biggest names in the game. Who are some of
yeah.
the ones that come to your mind right now that you met, internationally and locally?
Internationally, I mean, I've shared stages with people like Anthony Hamilton, Neo, Kenny Lattimore, Tyrese at some point. Yeah, I don't consider him much to be honest, but yeah,
That
I've
guy.
worked with Tyrese.
Before we knew how stupid he is, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's dumb, but yeah, him as well. I
You met Stevie Wonder too,
but
right?
I met Stevie Wonder. Yeah, I didn't get to share stage with him, but I got to be in the same room and talk to him and all of that. Those man, those were defining moments, to be honest. Um, but one of the people that I've grown up loving, in the gospel field is Reverend John P. Key. And I love that guy. Like people that know me know that um, the person that I look up to in terms of vocals, in terms of creativity and musicality is Reverend John P. Key.
Mm.
And a few months ago, man, like literally, he had posted something on his, on his page on Instagram, and I commented laughing. It was a funny thing, and I laughed. The guy literally commented back and said, "Dude, your vocals are crazy, dude.
What? Hey,
What? Like, you
yes,
have
yes.
no idea.
Damn.
What? You have no idea." For me, that is as good as Michael Jackson holding my hand and saying, "Well done."
Sure.
For me, that's it. So Reverend John P. Key for me was it's somebody that I would actually want to work with in the near future. Joe Thomas is the same. Anthony Hamilton, definitely. I'd like to work with him as well.
For sure. And
Yeah,
something, like about that era of you winning the summer when you were meeting all of these people. Hey, the ladies were
mm.
going crazy at you with your
Ah,
dreadlocks. Oh, not the dreadlocks, fella. Ah, my man. And I was actually shocked that this guy's gonna cut his dreadlocks. Why? Why would you cut your dreadlocks?
we
I,
grow up, man. We grow up, and looks change. You have to move in with the times. You have to move with the times and all that. And they're still crazy right now, bro. Like, with my haircut like this, they still go crazy. So I'm not complaining.
yeah, but the dreadlocks era, there, my man, Gao China, you would have won Mr. South Africa there easily, Gao China, just from the votes, some the lady, and
Yo, I'm telling you, bro.
yeah,
Yo, it's
and
crazy.
and uh yeah, I remember like I get in a perform a guy in Nalo and you had just gotten onto Mubango, I think a couple of
Yeah,
episodes. Narukopana
yeah.
libo mama da, and the older mama say, "Hey, run too!" They call, like you seem to have a lot of receive a lot of love from ladies, not just like your peers, but also
Yeah,
elderly women. Like when they see you're acting on TV.
yeah,
How do you
yeah,
relate to that? I mean, I've seen it at gigs too. We'll talk about that
yeah,
just now. Yeah.
yeah. No, for sure. You know what? I think what I appreciate is that throughout my journey, I've played this role of not Casanova, but not even, but like I've played this role where women were fond of my brand. I think even in Movango, they loved who Brian, who Rantumeng was. Every woman wanted to marry a Rantumeng, you know, that kind of guy because of his values, because of how he was, how he held himself, how he, they wanted that kind of gentleman, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that, that I was portrayed in that way, and my brand is portrayed in that way. Look, man, I think every man would love that.
Yeah, it's really amazing, man, and I've seen it at gigs too. It gets a bit hectic, like when you're performing. Like, I'm like, will be the guys. It's my song, I'm featuring him, but like, the ladies are Havana Sipele now. I would be the one being given the phone. Hey, mna, go pour a picture. Can you take a picture with us? With the Brian
It's your
time.
song.
It's my song. But
Um,
yeah, man, I want to ask you about before we move on to talk about collaborations. If I could just remind the people who are watching, if you're watching this, we've got a question for today's show, and the question of the day is, how do you think we have responded to the COVID-19 pandemic as South Africans? And the reason I asked this question is because Brian has posted a video earlier in the week, letting everyone know about him testing positive for COVID-19, and I was just saying that Nikilogo Soweto Maloba, and I also called a cousin of mine, and by the time I called him, he was at a braai, mingling with lots of different people, drinking alcohol. So this is today's question. If you could answer in the comment section, we will post your answers towards the end of the show. The question is, how do you think we have responded to the COVID-19 pandemic as South Africans? And just to talk about collaborations, Brian, the first, I
sure.
mean, specifically house music collaborations. You first collaborated with Simbad from the UK, who's
Yeah.
in the country actually. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. He's in Cape Town. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's having a time of his life in Cape Town there. Yeah, these Europeans. Anyway, but with regards to collaborations, and we did All I Am. You did Men of Summer with QB, and with
Yeah,
Chima as well. I think the song was Never Thought. You also
yeah,
included it in your album. But how have you found the collaboration, especially coming from an R&B background and now doing
yeah.
house music?
Look, for me, house music was a thing of, it was far from me, you know?
Mm.
It was far from me until, obviously, until I met with Simbad. I think even still after doing that song, it was just okay for me, you know? But it's when I worked with you. When I worked with you, Debza, our mutual friend, reached out and said, "Look, dude, there's this guy who does house music, and I think you should work with him." I was like, "Who?" He was like he's like, "No, check him out, check him out." So you sent the tracks, and I wrote to All I Am, obviously. I vocaled it, and it was okay. You went and did the music to it, and I was like, "Yo, what is going on?" Like, you absolutely changed that song, killed it. It was on another level. And you remember I had to revocal it again.
Yes, yes.
And I will tell you now for free that when we released All I Am, that's when my love for house music started. Because before that I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. But that's when my love for house music started, and I worked with Chima as well. Oh man, like, it just sealed it for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It gave me a place in the house music industry, where it's just unique. I feel like whatever I do on house songs is absolutely unique and different.
Mm, mm,
And that for me is what fascinates me. That for me is what makes me go back and do the features and everything else. I did with QB Smith. We worked with QB, and it was Men of Summer was ridiculous,
yeah.
if you ask.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
And
Yeah.
for me, yeah, for me, it's always been about musicality. If the song is musical enough for me to sing to, as if I'm singing to an R&B song, it makes sense to me.
Mm, I feel
And
that.
and
I feel
what you
that.
guys do with your music is is R&B, on a house beat or whatever, but and that for me is something that I can work with and something that I absolutely love. I recently worked with DJ Christos and Frank Roger as well.
Yes, yes.
Um, bro,
Crazy.
like crazy.
Yeah.
And for me, those collaborations bring me closer and closer to loving house music and wanting to actually do a project of my own,
Mm. Yeah.
because your fans became my fans, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Now people are like talking about Brian Temba is one of the best vocalists on house, on a house beat or whatever, whatever. And I see all of those things, those comments on Twitter and whatever, and I owe it all to you guys. And for me, it's like, then why not? Why not take it further and actually do an album, a house album?
Man, I would love that so much because it's one thing that we once spoke about. Like, I really want
Yeah,
to see that happening because, um, also to change the view of R&B artists. A lot of R&B artists have, for the longest of time, viewed house music as only the doof doof part, but without really,
yeah,
um, knowing or being exposed to the more
yeah,
musical side of house music, which is like you said,
exactly.
R&B. I think my whole album, like Moving Circles, was R&B. Like it was the kind of like it's R&B, it's verse, chorus, it's pre-chorus, like it's an R&B structure, and
Yes.
that's how I do my music, and the music, it's easy to link the two genres actually. But I want to ask you
Yeah.
about your writing process because, it seems like you struggle to write just in J. You wanna be writing while working on something, while recording. You don't. Do you find yourself writing just for the sake of writing?
No. I don't at all.
Yeah.
Um, I want to get myself into that mindset, but I find that most of the times the music speaks to me. The music inspires me to write, you
Mm,
know?
mm,
So I'm not a typical writer, where I would sit like right now, I should be in quarantine and just writing, no, I'm not that. I need to hear the music, I need to feel the music. Even the music that I create, I would create it with the ideas in mind already.
mm,
So whatever track I make, I already hear it in my head. It doesn't matter whether I can write it now or I can write it tomorrow or in 6 months, but I already know what I need to hear from that song. You
mm.
know, so yeah, there's different writers I think, but the music has to speak to me for me to write to it.
Yeah, and you have recently started building your own studio at home. You've
Yeah,
always collected a lot of equipment.
yeah,
Yeah, you've got equipment for days. I remember when you first recorded at your old flat, like you had equipment already, but you've been putting
yeah,
together a studio, a home studio. How has that
yeah.
been going for you? And is it something worth investing in as an artist? Just if you could advise other artists out there, maybe singers especially, because
Yeah,
with singers, um, it's easy for a singer to be like, okay, I'm just gonna be writing, doing melodies. Somebody's gonna book me for a studio, then we go there. But why is it so important for a singer to be investing in studio equipment and to invest time in learning studio software, music software?
excuse me. Look, um, it is essential for artists to have their own studios, even if it's a vocal studio,
Mm,
even if it's a studio where you don't need to play anything or produce anything, you don't need to do that.
mm,
But it is essential for an artist to have their own studios because that creates opportunities. For instance, if an international person says, can you vocal something for me? You know, are you going to be able to vocal it now? Bless you. Are you
thank you.
going to be able to vocal it now, or you're going to have to go book a studio so that you can vocal? It's a tedious, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Um, I just think one, it eliminates a lot of costs for you. You know, it is it for me right now. Ne, I get to create my own tracks. I've had a passion for production. I think you know, for the longest time, I've had the passion for production. So for me, it was essential for me to get the right equipment, to get the right mic to work with. That's important for me. To get the right preamp, I still don't have enough equipment, if you ask me, but I have essential equipment for me to record something that if I send it to QB, if I send it to you, you're not going to struggle with it. You know that the vocals are bounced from beat one to, you know what I mean, to the end. You know that it's bounced to the BPM, it's bounced right. A lot of musicians, a lot of singers don't know that. A lot of singers don't have the right equipment to do that. So it is essential, bro, like for even for an average person to in your bedroom to have a little setup for you to vocal yourself or to record yourself or to write something. It's essential in a musician's life. Whether you play instrument, whether you sing, you have to have it.
Yeah, and it's so powerful. I think even with regards to musicians and singers, especially learning just the basics of using production software. So whether it's your Logic or even GarageBand for that matter, so that when you have your own ideas, you can track down your own ideas. You know how to clean them up a bit and cut them out nicely. So when you send to people, it becomes easier, and you're not spending money going to book a studio, paying an engineer, for stuff that you can do on your own.
I mean, look at this time. Like, we're in lockdown right now. Some of us will not come to your studio. Sorry, I will not come to your studio.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I've learned now. I'm not messing with that. So it's essential, especially now. Worse now, So go buy yourself a computer, even if it's a PC. It doesn't have to be a Mac. Go buy yourself a computer. Get yourself a sound card. Get yourself a decent mic. It doesn't have to be a perfect mic, but a decent mic. Know your acoustics. To research your acoustics so that if I record in this kind of atmosphere or room, you record proper vocals. So research more than anything.
For sure. And I want to ask you this, though, like after writing, after recording music, and some of the stuff is out, are you ever unsatisfied about your work?
You see, like now, at this point, nothing gets out of my studio without me being satisfied about it. Nothing. So like, I'm so particular. DJ Miser doesn't like me because I'm so particular with how the vocals sound, how it's mixed, and as a result, I've learned to mix my stuff. I have to mix my own music. But there's people that I trust in terms of mixing my vocals and, releasing them. You and Chima and obviously Sinbad and QB Smith. I trust you guys to mix my vocals. I'm okay with that. I don't even care,
Sure.
But there's other people where I'm like, let me mix my vocals and I'll send them to you mixed,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But everything that comes out of my studio, I really have to be satisfied with it. As a musician, I think you can never really be completely satisfied with your music. Like after you mix it, you want to add another thing, but you have to make a decision and say, okay, sharp, I'm done. Let it go out.
Sure. No, I get that. I get that. And also, I just want to say to people that if you're not sure that you can mix, or you're not sure that you can get your own stuff to the right quality, look for the right people to do it for you. Invest in saving some money. If you don't, while you are investing in learning how to do it right for yourself, also invest in saving some money and paying a professional to actually do the right thing for you. And I think I've always done both. While I was mixing my own stuff, I was teaching myself, but I was also paying other people. Like I know QB used
Yeah,
to use a guy called Tony Economides in London. I used
yeah, I
him to,
remember him.
yeah, I used him too for a lot of my stuff as well, you know. So while I was doing that, and the nice thing with Tony is that while you're working with him, he sends you back the session file, so you see
Yeah,
exactly the EQing that you did, you see the little things that you did, and you can teach yourself and train yourself like that. So I think
exactly,
while you are investing in learning, get somebody to do it right. Never put stuff just for the sake of putting stuff out, you know.
exactly.
Braga, like I want to know with regards to challenging moments. You know, we are musicians, we are artists, and things
Yeah,
are never, you know, always on the up for us. You know, we come across many difficult moments.
yes.
What have been some of the most challenging moments for you that you had to come out of?
Yeah. Um, it's always a financial um issue, that we have as artists or as musicians, particularly. One, our industry is not really regulated, and we find ourselves um, having to conform, you know, having to conform to whatever is out now, So because Java is out and is happening right now, I want to do the same thing. I want to sound the same, because now I'm not getting bookings and my music is not being played, on radio as much as Java's music, Obviously, if your music is played continuously on radio, you're going to get bookings,
Sure.
you know.
Mm.
But if your music is not playing, let alone how rotation, if it's not playing, you're not going to get bookings. And that means you're not going to be able to pay your bond. You're not going to be able to pay your car. You're not going to be able to provide for your family, So those are challenging moments that we consistently have as musicians, or I have I have those kind of issues as well, you know. But I am better off than an artist that's wanting to start to be a musician or just wanting to be in the industry professionally, you know. I'm better off because my name is known a little bit still, So people can call and say, we're doing soul sessions and we want to book you. I still have that going for me. But there's artists that are coming in, and I look, I promote and I stand for new artists coming in over and over again. We appreciate that, we want that, But my problem is times change so quickly nowadays. It's like you can be a hit for a year and that's it. Another artist comes in and they're gonna be, focused on and whatever, and they go out again, So I've had challenges, man, where I cannot even pay my bills, I cannot even, take care of my family. I've had those challenges. And unfortunately, during this lockdown, we still go through those kind of things. So you can imagine, if there wasn't even a lockdown and you're still going through these kind of challenges. There's a lot of artists that I know that are going through that, It's our industry. Unfortunately, government is not coming on board as far as we are concerned. They'll always help, the same people or work with the same people. I'm not going to name names, but that's what we're experiencing in our industry.
Yeah, man, and thank you so much for sharing that. Because like a lot of times when people see us as artists, and like even besides me, but how about Tuba Lona on TV, then and people automatically assume that as soon as you are on Muvango, let me say Muvango, as soon as you are on Muvango, yeah. You are a rich person, everything sharp. You should never die poor. You should never actually be asking for money, like you are set for life. And that's not always the case, like we kind of constantly have to work, because Respana, if was a Spani, you're not getting paid, like you are a freelancer basically.
Yeah, basically. I saw, during the lockdown, when the minister said they were putting out money and all of those things, and we artists were saying, "Hore, we want assistance," and all of those things. It's sad to see the public view of us, how they see us, how they view us. You find them saying, "Yeah, but why do they need assistance? Because they have a lot of money, you know? Why do they need assistance? Because because they see the successful artists at the moment, and obviously you get Bo Casper flossing and showing their Bentleys, showing their houses, showing their money, their jewelry, and all of those things. So they think it's a general thing. We are all moneyed and we shouldn't ask for assistance. And it's a sad perspective from the public, that they don't even look deeper. Like, we are worse off than a guy that's working a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 guy is going to get his paycheck at the end of the month, consistently. We are on a different one because I can get no bookings this month. Next month I can get bookings and whatnot. Next month I can get 10 bookings and I have a lot of money. You know what I mean? So it's a hit and miss with us. But I think that the public doesn't understand what we go through. And I think they need to be educated, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I think it's also a conversation, like it's a much broader conversation. So it's not just a blanket thing because the government itself also needs to realize that artists are different. There's different kinds of artists. There's different levels
Yeah,
at which artists are operating as well. But I think
yeah,
slowly but surely we are getting to understand. And I think Lerona as artists, it's with our duty to educate the public. It's platforms
yeah.
like
That's what
this.
I'm.
Harishera, when I share my own difficulties, when you share your own difficulties, somebody will go actually next natural rent. So like they become, we begin to see that there isn't any difference. Like Kispane, just like an accountant, just like anybody who's going
Yeah,
to work. It's just that we are freelancers. Um, and just to talk about a bit about your acting, are we gonna see
yeah.
you on? I wanna ask you about like TV, but before I do, a friend of mine just commented. He says that RH, this guy had a thing with my sister on TV. I imagine that. And I think it's that scene. Is she the one in that scene, Ona, who took off like the towel and you were
Yes, whatever, definitely. Maruna. Yes.
yes, yeah, that scene. But I
My
want,
sister was into.
yes, blind. But are we gonna see you doing more TV work?
Look, you know, the sad thing about TV for me, um, and I love it. I love TV. I want to grow in it, and I want to do more for it. My problem is that it took way more time out of my music. And it just clashed a lot with my music. And a lot of people started thinking that I left the music industry and now I'm doing acting. And for me, in all honesty, acting is not my first love. Music is my first love, and I want that to be more, to prevail more than the acting. And um, another thing is the industry. The industry itself is not fair at all. To actors, and I feel for actors at this moment because they are well worse off than actually even artists. Even musicians. Because now, when you get into a show, they tell you how much you're getting paid. You know, you don't call your price, especially if you're not a big actor like Jack Mabasukai, Vose thing. Uh, you're not going to call your price. We're going to tell you. And the industry itself doesn't have a standard where you're paid this much when you get in. You know what I mean? They tell you how much they're going to pay you. If they want to pay you 5,000 when you come in, that's what they're going to pay you. Especially if you don't have a record. You have a lot of people who have gone to school, man, who deserve to be on TV, who deserve to be paid a lot of money. But Bafita, they are probably extras. For this thing. They're going to be extras. They're going to be paid 100 rands a day for being an extra, you know? So there's so much that is unfair about that industry for me. And I think you have a lot of black directors, you know, making you feel their power. You know, they're making you feel their power. They tell you straight up, there's a lot of people who want your job. So if you don't want to act, you can go. And I speak from experience, by the way. You know, and for me, that's not fair. If I'm hired, we're not protected basically, and the actors are worse off. They are not protected in this industry. They can get fired just for questioning the boss or, you know, opposing the boss. They can get fired. So we are not protected in the States. We had, when I was working there, we had something called equity. So the bosses and everybody else knew that there's a standard fee that everybody has to be paid before, you know, they get more money or whatever. There's a standard fee, and there's rules and regulations that you need to go by before you fire somebody. You know what I'm saying? Actors are protected out there. We are not protected. So for me, I saw it doesn't make sense for me to be in an industry like that. I'd rather struggle with music than struggle as an actor, where somebody's going to throw around their power and actually decide, I don't want to hire you, I'm going to fire you. You understand? I don't want to work in those kind of, you know, in that kind of setting. I'd rather own myself. I own my music. I create my music. I'm a creator. And if I get paid from creating what's mine. So for me, that's more important than working on somebody else's show who are making millions and they don't see me for nothing. Like I'm just a passing by actor or whatever. You know, even if I bring value, they don't even acknowledge that. It doesn't even matter, you know, but I'm bringing them millions at the end of the day. And if I go and say, can I get a raise? They tell me there's no money. Like, what is that? And that is a lie. You know what I mean? So I'd rather not. I'd rather focus on my own thing and build my own thing. I love acting, bro. If I have to go back to acting, it will be on my own terms, definitely.
No, I'm with you. And I think, though, just looking into the future, because yes, things might still be like a bit unbalanced, not even a bit, it's quite unbalanced, you know, like with regards to the TV industry in South Africa. But I'm just thinking about the future, you know. We see slowly that, not like slowly, but quite rapidly, internet is being introduced a lot, you know, in our communities, and before we know it, everybody more in South Africa, a lot of people in SA will have access to internet, even including rural areas, you know. And I really can't wait for those moments to happen, because we will now, as artists, be able to create our own, you know. Actors will now be able to create their own content and say, we can do this, and we can just go to a Netflix and sell our content there, and we get paid, and we pay each other, you know, fairly, the way and before we know it, in a couple of years, there will be no need for these big production companies and cable TV especially, you know what I mean? So I'm just looking into the future. I think it's a passing thing. We have to do what we can now, you know. Like, I love that you are taking your own stance with regards to the music. This is what you want to do, but I wish that more actors could also do something else on the side that could keep them going
on the side for themselves,
while building this thing that they can now own and create their own TV work, you know. Brag, I want us to just get into the question of the day and some of the answers that people sent through. Miss Syndicate Mankomo says, my view about COVID-19 is that people are ignorant and only act when they know someone they know is infected, which is true, right? Like in a lot of cases. There's another one here which says, from Itumeleng Mesh, we don't take COVID-19 seriously, especially in our townships. it's really it's real, bro. Maybe we want someone closer or family to get sick, and then
Exactly.
only then we can take a stance. And then the last one, also from Itumeleng, he says his point of view: people, we are responsive to the lockdown when it was first implemented. Mind you, COVID was minimal then, and when time went by, it became some kind of a myth because until someone close had to be infected. It seems to be like that's kind of like generally the feel, like that we only really take it seriously when somebody next door or
Close.
somebody within the family, and we need to really really take it much more seriously, guys. But with regards to you, Brian, I know like you will get back, bro. Like, and I love that you're in high spirits.
Sure.
I also appreciate the fact that you did this. Even though you could have just spent time to heal and rest. But I really want to say
Yeah.
thank you for spending your time and sharing your story, bro.
No, pleasure, bro. Like it's an absolute pleasure. Um, we all didn't take this seriously, and I can just say that because when it's not close to you, when it's not you that has the disease, you take it for granted. You take it like because I remember when people would come to the studio, I'd be like, man, whatever, and I wouldn't take it, and my wife at the time would say, no, man, they shouldn't even come upstairs. I didn't really get it. It didn't really stink. But now it's like, yo, this thing is serious and you need to take it seriously and you need to be careful when you come in contact with people. You need to be careful. You need to take it seriously. Don't wait until somebody dies in front of you. Don't wait until you're sick and you're struggling. Just take it seriously and know that this thing is real and it will get to you at some point.
And I think also what's important that you mentioned, we shouldn't also be afraid of the disease to a point where like when you hear about it, now it becomes a stigma thing as well.
It's not a stigma.
We need to educate ourselves and know the facts about the disease. Yeah. And what else did I? Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, what are you? I mean, besides this, what's the future projects? What are you currently working on? Besides our single that we are working on.
Yeah. Music is exciting, bro. Like, and the thing is, it's the possibilities that are exciting. It's the opportunities as well that's so exciting. I'm working EP right now. I released 2 singles, All the Way Through and Can We Go Back, from my upcoming EP. I'm working on that. I'm completing it soon. There's a track with Afro Traction as well called Flavor. Yo, man, I'm excited about this EP. It's gonna be like a 6-track album, EP. But like I'm excited to have people hear it. But I'm also going to work on a live studio recording, like live album recording. Um, and also, like I said to you, a house album is in the works as well. A house and a gospel album as well is in the works. So those are
Yes.
the 4 projects that I'm looking at right now, and I'm excited to just. It's exciting, bro.
Yeah. Super.
It's
Super,
it's
Brian.
exciting,
I'm
you know, and
excited too.
and I just hope that yeah, I just hope that people get to you're gonna be on that house album, right? I'm just saying.
Of
Cool.
course. Of course.
Um,
Sure.
I'm excited about it, bro. Like music, and I just hope that people get to support us. People get to buy your music. People get to buy my music. We'll try as much as we can because we understand as well that marketing and promotion and putting ourselves out there is very important as well. So we'll try and do that, especially now because we're on the digital age. We'll do as much as we can to put stuff out there and to alert people that stuff is out there.
Sure, for sure. Hey, while I was reading the answers, I realized Itumeleng Fetsa sent a comment saying, and she's a girl, and I said he. Oh my goodness, Kopa Intuarele Itumele. You and I share these unisex names. Let's never let's say
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, like I wanna tell people that Brian Temba's single is out, guys. It's called Always 2, featuring Jabulo Se. Get it out on all digital stores. Anyway, I wanted to say, Brayaka, like, I know you're gonna get better. Aris Banning and all the best for your future work.
No, thank you so much, bro. Now we're gonna work. We have to work.
For sure. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please comment and tag somebody who might learn from the show, who might be interested in the show. If you're watching from the Brian Temba page or all of the other pages that we are cross posting from, be sure to come back to my page, Sir LSG, and like my page. And more importantly, please remember to stay safe and stay creative. Peace out.